Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. Today I want to talk a little bit about something that I have been experiencing the past few days, and that is decision fatigue. If you follow me on social media, you know exactly what I'm talking about because I've been sharing about it in real time. So a little backstory before I get into exactly what decision fatigue is, how I've been experiencing it, and ways to avoid it and or recognize it and fix it. Little backstory. So I leased an office in a small town near me so that I have my own office space. I am growing, expanding, and my business practices are just a little bit beyond what my home can do for me. And location-wise, it's hard for me to meet people, like do meetups and things like that. And I feel like I'm saying a lot. I have animals, and as much as I enjoy being home with them, they drive me insane. So I just kind of want like my own office space, my own sanctuary, place where people can like come and just feel like comfy, cozy, like drop by, have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, or just stop in to say hey, or whatever that looks like. I don't really know. I don't want it to be officey. I'm trying to think of a word actually instead of office, because I feel like office feels very, masculine and pushy and cold and ugh. I want it to be warm and comfy and cozy and like grays and neutrals and maybe some gold or some antique brass and very farmhousey. The other day somebody said to me, well, what mood, what theme are you going for? And I'm like, Joanna Gaines. Joanna Gaines everything, please. So that's what I'm in the works of doing, which is where this decision fatigue comes in, because I, one, am not an interior designer. Two, this stuff, decorating and getting spaces set up, does not bring me joy. And three, this place needs deep cleaning. And I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but I'm going to let you in a little secret. I fucking hate cleaning. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. There is nothing that I just do not enjoy it in the least bit. I usually have somebody help me clean my house, which is on the to-do list, to hire somebody else to help me clean the house. And I'll need somebody to help me clean the office. I used to struggle so bad at asking for help. Now I want all of the help. I want all of the help. And I kick myself in the ass when I don't ask for it, because then I end up with situations like this last weekend where it's decision fatigue. So we went to a banquet on Friday night for the company, the insurance company that I work for. And they were doing all their annual awards and things like that. And side note, it's nice to go to these because it's just like inspiration. It helps me figure out like what my goals are and how many families I want to help for the upcoming year. So that's always fun, really exciting. And you wouldn't think like, ooh, insurance banquet. It's actually like, oh man, it was fun. It was really fun. Lots of party animals. So we're on our way home. And I said to my husband, I really want to get this space feeling comfy, cozy. I don't want it to look like a shithole. Like, I want people to come in and I want them to feel good. I don't want it to look run down. I don't want it to look, it's a space, and I want it to be an experience. And I know people can sometimes look beyond that, but I'm going to be there. And I want to feel inspired, and I want to feel like at home. That just the words that come to mind are like cozy, comfy, productive, and loving, airy, country, farmhouse. Like, those are the words that come to mind. And so the floors, they need redone. Like, there was an old radiator that was in there, and there were some other people who were in there, and the floors just need redone. They're just old wood floors. So I said to my husband, I really just want to redo the floors. I think that the original hardwood floors would be amazing. He's like, okay, great. How can we do that? So we're researching. And so then we decided to rent some sanders and try to sand these floors to make, to restore them, and then pick out like a really rich, dark walnut kind of color, kind of give it that country feel. Natural dark finish, I guess is what I was going for. And so we rent these sanders, and him and his buddy went there, and they were working on this for like 5 hours, and the floor is so uneven that they're like, we're going to spend an entire week doing this. Like, do you want to put this kind of, time, money, effort, energy into redoing these floors when you're not even sure how long you're going to be here before you build your own building kind of thing? I'm like, oh, really? So I was really bummed about it. And so then we had somebody else look at it, and there's like a big section of flooring that they think needs to be redone. So I'm just like all butthurt about these floors. And if I owned this building, I would probably take the time to cut out that section and have somebody replace it. But I mean, it's like subflooring and real wood flooring and then having to match it. And it's just more time and energy and effort than I have at the moment to spend on this, because I really want to get this space up and running. What do you have more of at the moment? And, time is not something I want to be wasting right now. So I would prefer to have the place up and running sooner than wait for the floors to be totally restored. Now, again, like if it were my own building, like if I owned it and not leased it, it would be a very different story. But anyway, so there's that. So I was kind of butthurt about that. And so then I'm like, okay, well, let's go look at some laminate floors. And I did not do like any research on any of these things. Like usually I'm a researcher, and I'm like, I have to know the ins and outs of everything before I go make my decision, because I get decision fatigue. So mind you, I am doing something that does not bring me joy, which is like interior design basically, and decorating and things like that. Like I do not enjoy that stuff. It stresses me out. It overwhelms me. I don't find it fun. I don't like it. Like I just want to look at a picture and say like, yes, that's what I want. And then I want somebody who's good at that stuff to make it happen for me. Okay. Call it whatever it is. That's what I want. And anyways, we were running short on time. So I'm like, whatever, I will just do it, because, I'm a fixer. I'm a do-it-all person. I don't need anybody's help. I'll just get it done, blah, 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 whatever stories we tell ourselves. And so we go into the store, and immediately like walking in there, like down the aisle, there's tons of different floors to choose from. And I can feel like the overwhelm creeping in. And I'm like, just keep it cool, Sasha. They're just floors. They're just floors. They're just floors. It's not that big of a deal. But in the back of my head, I'm like, it is a big deal, because I want it to feel good. I want it to look good. I want to create an experience. Like the only word that comes to mind is like a feeling, right? I don't want it to look officey. I don't want it to look icky. I want it to be a warm, happy place that people can come, gather, be comfortable, feel like themselves, and really just like feel inspired and feel loved, and those words, right? And it's beyond the floor, but I'm like, stupid floors. Like, why can't they just have one that's called like Inspire? Like if they had like names associated with the wood floors other than like hickory and this and that, I would probably be more called to a specific floor. But that's neither here nor there. So I finally pick out a floor, and I'm not kidding you guys, like spent way too much time. Like I should have taken my own advice, which I will give to you at the end, that I'm going to continue to do going forward. I just caught myself up, right? Some days we're 100%, some days we suck, and we just pick up where we left off and we keep going. It's just like if you skip a workout one day, like you don't just stop working out altogether, you get back to it the next day. So we're at one place, and I'm like, I really like these ones, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on them. I know. I just didn't. I knew I could get them for less. I have a budget. You guys, I'm big on budgeting. And so to get this place up and running, I set myself a budget. Otherwise, I'm a huge spender, and I would spend until I had nothing left to spend. So I set myself a budget. So that is one thing that I do, and I'm very good about now, is creating a budget on what's realistic for me to invest at this given time. And so I really fell in love with this particular style of floor, but it was beyond the flooring budget that I had set for myself. So instead of breaking my flooring budget and going over and spilling into some of the other buckets, I'm like, I wonder if I can find this cheaper somewhere else, less expensive somewhere else. Sure as shit, I did. So I looked up another store, and they ended up having the exact flooring that I wanted. And so we are on our way over to this other store, and I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, we're going straight, because it gives like the aisle number, the bay number, everything, right? How many's in stock. And I said, Will, we are not looking at any other flooring when we walk into the store. We are going there, we are getting this flooring, and we are leaving, right? Because when I start to look at other choices, and they have tons of choices, like they probably have like over 100 freaking different kinds of floor. Well, maybe not that many, but it seems like that many in stock to choose from. And I'm like, I'm going to make the wrong choice. I'm going to make the wrong choice. But I found one online that I really, really liked. It was available in store. So I said, let's go pick it up. But we're focusing. We're putting our blinders on. We're walking straight to that flooring. We're going to get what we need. We're going to turn around and we're going to leave. Side note, I ran into a couple people that I know there, which happens to me literally everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I know somebody. And it's so cool because they'll be like, hey, Sasha. I'm like, hey, this guy. Hey, that guy. Oh, such a cool feeling. But my husband gives me shit all the time because he's like, I can't take you anywhere because you know everybody and it takes twice as long. But besides the talking to people, we did. We got in, we got out, and I didn't even look at any other floors. And I didn't second guess my choice. Like as soon as we get out to the truck, I'm like, okay, load it up. We're good. That's it. We're golden. We're gone. And then we had to go unload it because we had to go pick up hay. So we did lots of driving. It was terrible, which is one reason that we're trying to find a place closer to town. To where my office is going to be and closer to Sioux City area, so we don't have to spend 45, 50 minutes in the car one way anytime we want to drive somewhere, because it's like, I spend probably 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours a day in the car, and it's not feasible anymore. I love being out in the country, but holy smokes, that's a lot of driving. So we go and we drop off the flooring, and then we go to get the hay, go drop the hay off, and we're like, okay, we need some more supplies. And again, I bit myself in the ass because I'm like, well, let's go look at some paint. I just want to get an idea. And what I should have done is looked up color palettes before going to look at paint so that I had a general idea of what I wanted prior to even going to the store. Because as soon as we got to the store, and the same thing with ceiling tile, because I want to redo the ceiling tile. So as soon as we get to the store, we're looking at the paint, and I'm like, I just feel like I'm ready to throw up. Like I just have like that pit in my, and it's paint, you guys, like it's paint. Like I realize first world problems. I say this all the time, but this decision fatigue goes beyond the paint. It goes beyond the flooring. Like this is a habit that we can create in our lives, is to overwhelm ourselves by the decisions that we need to make on a daily basis. And I'll get into more of that in a minute. So anyways, I'm looking at the paint and I'm just like, I feel sick. Like these paint samples, stupid paint samples make me want to lose my mind. And I'm like, should I get this one or should I get this one? And I'm trying to like match them up, like half-ass on a phone. I'm like Pinteresting Joanna Gaines paint colors. And of course I'm at a place that doesn't even sell anything freaking Joanna Gaines, because that's just what was closest to us. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. And so, literally to the point where I'm like, I gotta go take a poop. And so then I went to the bathroom, and then I come back and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at these paint, I'm looking at this paint, I'm looking at this paint. And I'm like, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this. This is stupid. And I start to spiral. And when I spiral, it is damn near impossible for anybody to help me get out of the spiral. You just have to kind of like let it run its course. Like I've managed to create a few systems and strategies to help me get out of it, but chances are if I'm in it, words of encouragement aren't usually that helpful, because I just want to tell people to fuck off. So then we're like looking at ceiling tile, and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't even know what I want. Like there's so many choices. This is just ridiculous. I'm like, can't something just say like farmhouse design on it? If it says farm, like that's all I want. Like if it says country or farmhouse or something along those lines. Like, I'm probably going to buy it at this point because I just don't give a shit anymore. And it was to the point, so it's me and my husband, and our kids are with us. This whole time our kids are with us, and they are just being angels, believe it or not. Usually they're like screaming their faces off. But today they were being good, and it was me that was screaming my face off. So I tell my husband, I'm like, nope, I'm done. This is stupid. I can't do this. I give up. Like, let's sell the office. Let's sell everything. I just really started to spiral very, very quickly. And I'm only human, guys. Like, I know I'm always telling people, like, stay positive, but it's like sometimes shit happens and you're just like, you're in it. You're like, what do I do? So I told Will, I'm like, I'm just going out to the car. Like, I can't do this. Like, I'm going out to the car. And he's like, Sasha, come back, pick out a tile. And I'm like, fuck the tiles. I don't care. You know, at this point, I'm just furious. And I go and I just sit in the car and I'm by myself. And I start to like just do some deep breathing techniques. I'm sure you've heard me talk about the 4x4 breathing, where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold at the bottom for 4. And you continue that for 4 minutes. And so that's what I did. And by the time they got to the car, I was feeling pretty good. But at that point, my husband was pissed and the kids were both bellowing and screaming. But I was able to like regain my calm about the whole situation. And so in my head, I'm just like, okay, be quiet. Just don't even say anything. Don't instigate. Like, you were being a jerk. And so, I apologize. And we head home. And we get home and I'm just sitting there like, seriously, Sasha, paint, tiles, get it together. And I'm like pep talking myself. Because if somebody were to say that to me, chances are they would have got throat punched. Like, if somebody was like, oh, Sasha, it's just tiles, just paint, I would have been like, whatcha! I would not have been happy about it. Probably would have ended up in jail, let's just say that. So I'm like pep talking myself. I'm like, it's okay. It's just paint, it's just tiles, like, get over it. And one of the things that I always tell myself is it going to matter in 5 years? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to spend more than 5 minutes on it. And so that's what I did. I just said, get a grip. So I showered. We all had snacks. Everybody just kind of chilled out for a minute. And then I told my husband, I said, hey, I know this sounds stupid, but I'm going to head back into town. I'm going to get some paint. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, I need to get it done. Just leave me alone. I'm going to get some groceries and finish up a few things that I wanted to do in the meantime. So I showered and I got ready and I just headed into town. And I ended up buying, so it turns out they have like pre-mixed colors of paint. It is a real thing. And so I was looking up some of those pre-mixed colors that are close enough to the colors that I had chosen from the Magnolia website, because I'm obsessed. So I got a few colors that matched that palette. And I should have probably just done that in the first place, right? Like, how easy is that? Like, where is the easy button? But I chose to do something that is not usually brings me joy, that not I feel like I'm stuttering a lot. No part of interior design brings me joy. If you guys ever came over to my house right now, we have lived in this house almost 6 years. I have nothing on the walls. I know some of you are probably like cringing right now, but I don't. There is literally nothing on any of my walls. My sister wants to kick my ass every time she comes over because she takes these beautiful pictures of my babies. And I have no pictures. Not one. No nothing. There's nothing on the walls. I'm very minimalist style, but I just can't. Like, I'll put something up, I'm like, I don't like it. I'll put something else up, I don't like it. And I think it's just because I do it and I don't feel inspired when I do it. I feel angry when I do it, so I don't like it. I want somebody else who feels inspired and can take my vision and make it a reality. That's my idea of interior design. So why am I telling you this? Because decision fatigue is real. Decision fatigue is real. And research says that when you have too many choices, that you feel overwhelmed, that you feel you lack confidence in your decision to make the right choice. So my tidbit for you, or my takeaway for you, is where in your life can you limit your choices, narrow down your choices? Where in your life can you avoid the decision fatigue? So think about this in your day-to-day. A lot of times people experience decision fatigue with meals, whether that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever. They experience decision fatigue because they're like, what do you want for dinner tonight? What do you want for dinner tonight? What do you want for dinner tonight? Oh, fuck it, let's just order a pizza. Or where do you want to go for dinner? Where do you want to go for dinner? Where do you want to go for dinner? Ah, screw it. Let's just order a pizza. How many times have you done that? Or let's go to a movie. Let's go to a movie. Let's go to a movie. Oh, let's not go to a movie. Let's just watch something on Netflix. Oh, well then you're watching Netflix. Scroll, 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 scroll. 20 minutes later, still haven't picked out a movie. Why? Too many decisions. Too many choices. To the point where you're like, I don't even know why I'm even looking at this. Same thing with social media, bouncing back and forth from social media. Should I do TikTok? Should I not do TikTok? Should I have Instagram? Should I have Snapchat? Should I have Facebook? Should I have whatever? Have them all, don't have them all. Do what feels right for you, but how can you limit your choices so that you don't experience decision fatigue? It's the same thing with working out. Sometimes people will go to the gym or they'll do at-home workouts. Like there's an at-home workout app that I use. I also go to CrossFit too, but there's a reason for this, guys. So at-home workouts, even those became overwhelming to me if I wasn't following a program, because I would be like, oh my God, there's like 700 plus workouts to choose from. Which one do I do today? I'd overthink it. I'd probably spend 20 minutes trying to freaking find a stupid workout. So what I ended up doing is follow programs. I would pick one program and then each day it gives you a workout. So I didn't have to think about it. I just had to show up and do what it told me to do. Same thing with like going to the gym. When I would just go to the gym on my own, I'd show up. There's equipment everywhere. Okay, well, do I want to do upper body? Do I want to do lower body? Do I want to do back? What do I want to do? How do I want to show up? So when I go to the gym, I do classes like CrossFit so that I don't have to think about those things. Okay. Oh, now my baby's waking up. I got to go get him. So where in your life can you set yourself up for success so that you can limit the decision fatigue? You can limit the amount of overwhelm and anxiety you have when making choices. Okay? Just use my experience, for example. I'm sure you could put yourself in my shoes at some point in time. There's one more example that comes to mind before I let you guys go today. And that is clothing choices. How many of you feel like, you wait to the day of and you're like trying an outfit, and you're just throwing them on the floor. And the next thing you know, you're screaming, crying. You're like, I have nothing to wear. That was me. I would cry and scream literally like a toddler until I got to the point where I'm like, I'm not going. I have nothing to wear. I laugh because it's funny to look back on. I still do it every now and then. But I found that if I can get an idea of what I'm going to wear that week, depending on, what it is that I'm doing, like if I'm working out this day or that day, I need to lay out my workout clothes. If I have in-person meetings with clients, or if I have like phone meetings with clients, or if I'm at like the home office, or if I'm meeting somebody at their work, or if I'm driving, or if I'm just podcasting, like right now I'm in jeans and a Stars shirt because I got to teach at Stars tonight. That's what I'm going to wear today. It's going to be different than what I wear tomorrow because I'm not going to teach at Stars tomorrow. So I set those things up every Sunday in my planner too. I figure out what I'm going to wear so that I don't have to freak out about it. And then the less you start to freak out about it, the more confident you become in your decisions, so that if you are to make a choice on the spot, it doesn't feel like the wrong choice. So there's my 2 cents for you today. Limit your decision fatigue by limiting your choices and setting yourself up for success by planning in advance. Okay? If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to screenshot it, share it on social media, tag me, Sasha.Davis, send it to a friend, tell all the people. I want as many people to hear these messages as possible. I'm also going to have some really cool interviews on this season. This is season 3, you guys. Holy shit. Like, I've been podcasting for 3 years. How awesome is that? And so that's why I have done this just Sasha Davis podcast. This is just me. This is my life. These are the people that I want to talk to and interact with. And this is how I'm going to show up every day. I'm just going to be Sasha. There's nothing attached to it. It's just Sasha from now on. So, share with a friend and stay tuned for future episodes. I'm so excited for what this season is bringing to you. So have a kick-ass day. I will catch you guys on the flip side.